Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Good to see you back. We're going to be talking tonight about happiness and whose responsibility is it for your happiness. We're going to wait a little while till some people come on, and just let me know when you are on so I can check in and say g'day. It'd be good to see you on here. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. So as I said, just check in and let me know when you're here. At the bottom on the left, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see on the left-hand side there that you can if you hit share, and it'll ask if you can instantly do that. It'll show all these other people that you're on checking it out at the time. So that would be awesome. And the more people we get on here, the better, right? So thank you so much for jumping on. Good to see you, Lauren and James and Sean O'Flaherty. Good to see you, buddy. So tonight, we're talking about happiness and whose responsibility is it. And the reason we're going to be talking about there is, and basing all of this stuff is, as always, it's going to be on you. Something came up recently where it was made quite apparent that there's people that often take quite a lot of responsibility, feeling like they have to provide the happiness to other people themselves, and vice versa. And I'm here to say that that's actually quite an unfair responsibility, because your happiness is different to what my happiness is. How can I know what you're looking for? How can I know what level or what allows you rather to feel happy? And it's an unfair expectation, I believe, because it's got to be my responsibility always. So I don't feel like I know that I don't place any responsibility on Katie, for example, on making sure that she's making me happy. I put zero responsibility on that. To me, I think it's solely up to me. And I would expect and I would hope that it would be the same for her. Because I think it's a huge amount of pressure, wouldn't you think? Because what if you don't make them happy? Or what exactly do the people around you expect? So that's going to be the basis of our conversation, and that it looks like she's giving me the thumbs up, so she says that it's all right. So that's going to be the basis of our conversation tonight, and please feel free to share if you agree or have any comments of what you want to say. But wouldn't you agree that feeling like you have to make other people happy is a huge amount of pressure, and I feel like is unrealistic? As I said, and the main reason for that is because, well, it's your responsibility. How do you know what level of happiness is theirs? Like, how do you know you're happy? What has to happen? The cat's walking behind me. What has to happen in order for you to feel like you are happy? A lot of people don't really know that. And one of the things that gets people into trouble a lot of the time is that what has to happen can be unrealistic. The expectations can be too high. So that's a good thing to think about. What must happen? What are the rules? What are the systems? What are the things you put in place in order to make sure that you feel happy day in, day out? Because I would assume that you want to live a happy life each and every day, right? And yes, of course, again, we recognize even as well, and I absolutely recognize there are days where you can feel shit, upset, angry, whatever it might be, and that's okay. They're all natural and perfectly fine. But the main choice would be making at any given time would be happiness, right? So if you're in control of your happiness, then you can choose and have that at any given time. It's not up to somebody else to give you that. It allows you to have control of your happiness. So why not make sure that it is you? It is you that always is there to give you that happiness that you are looking for all the time. It is not up to anybody else. Not your partner, not your mum, not your children, not your uncle, not your best friend. It is not up to them to make you happy. There are lots of people around you that might do things that allow you to feel happy, but it's you that actually makes that choice as to whether or not you're going to take it as something that you enjoy, something that makes you happy. So when you actually realize, because again, this can happen in the reverse, you might have people in your life that have an expectation on you to make them happy. Have a think about that. Are there people in your life that you feel rely heavily on you or rely on you to give them your happiness, or give them their happiness rather? And it's something to think about, because it's not quite going to work. Yeah? So it's very, very important but the one thing you must always know is, what does it mean for you to be happy? What has to happen in order for you to feel happy? Do you, I guess, day in, day out, so do you have to go for a run? Do you have to have a cup of tea in the morning? Do you have to go for a walk? Do you have to go to work? And that might make you feel happy. Do you have to connect with people? Do you have to perhaps, read every day? Do you maybe you might meditate? Maybe that makes you happy. What things must happen in order for you to feel happy? And when you think about that, consider what things are in your control, what things you decide, and what things you may or may not give to other people to decide on. Because they're the ones you might want to consider actually changing, because, as I said, it's your responsibility for your happiness. I personally 100% don't believe that I place any responsibility on Katie to make me happy at all. And I'll definitely be having this conversation with her afterwards just to clarify that. But I don't think I do say, or there's any actions that I put in place that place any responsibility on her whatsoever to make me happy. And I think that that's a really cool thing to have, because it allows me to be more independent. It allows me to know, and because I know what makes me happy, and I know that having that kind of happiness in my control is the best ever, because it means that I can give it to myself any given time. What if Katie doesn't give it to me? What if my best mate doesn't give it to me? What if my mum doesn't give it to me? What if that external happiness doesn't come your way? And that's what you heavily rely on. Your happiness is compromised then, right? So that's the key message in this call tonight. Sorry, my voice is going a bit, so I'm struggling to talk a bit. But Lisa says, my fave quote, "Don't put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket." Perfect. Absolutely. How often is that a quote that comes into your mind, like, all the time? Is that something you remind yourself all the time? Hi Jax, good to see you on. G'day Spanner, good to see you, buddy. So it's a really good quote. I love that, and it's a really good thing to keep in mind. Exactly, like, don't put your key or the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. I think that makes perfect sense, and I probably don't really need to go into that too much. But so these are the things to think about. What responsibility are you placing on other people for your happiness? And also, what kind of responsibility are others putting on you for their happiness? I think it's a really great message or thing to, like, if that's something that you resonate with and you can understand, or that you believe in what we're talking about here. And I think that it's a great thing for especially children to grow up and learn to appreciate that they are in control of their happiness. Because doesn't that mean that that would allow them to be in control of their own destiny. That would be allow them to be in control of their own dreams. That would be allow them to be in control of their own emotions. Learn that you can choose to feel any kind of emotion you want at any given time. G'day, Glenn. Good to see you, mate. Please feel free to check in and let me know and say g'day when you're here. It's good to see you're all on here. At the bottom of the screen, as I said, there's a share button. Please feel free to click on that and share that you're on here to get the message out here that we're currently live. I'm going to be on here for another 5 minutes. Thank you so much for jumping on. Hi, Kayla. Good to see you. So knowing that I can... G'day, Glenn. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, rock on. I love it. Knowing that you can control your emotions, your happiness, your destiny, your dreams, what you want out of your life, what you want from people around you, what you expect from people around you as well. That's a really cool thing to have. And when you actually grasp the fact that you can control everything around you that's within you, that's really cool. And when you actually, I feel like it's a huge amount of pressure that I would be hoping that, obviously this is nice for Katie to be watching as well, or people around me. I don't expect people to give me, to give me things that would allow me to feel happy. I don't expect people to make me happy. And I think that's a really interesting concept to look at, because I would hope that would relieve the pressure from people. And it certainly relieves even my pressure from myself, because I know then it's up to me. It's not up to anybody else. And so obviously I've talked about myself here on this, but I guess it's a good example to use. And this is stuff that's come up for me a bit lately, in terms of just discussions that I've had with clients and different people around me as well, just having these really cool conversations. Hi, Yvette. Good to see you. Just a quick little shout out to Yvette. She's another coach, and she has a young baby girl who... and Yvette's just recently found her way back to coaching. She's absolutely kick-ass, and it's so good to see you back in the game. So we've recently connected. So good to see you back, Yvette. And the world needs you to be back in the game. So thanks for joining on. Also, just a quick little bit of news. So I'm going to wrap up that bit of conversation that we're talking about tonight. So feel free to have a quick chat about anything you wanted to bring up before the end. Some really cool stuff coming up this weekend. So Lisa Pritchard, who's on the call tonight, and I, as you know, we've been joining up together as a business. And this weekend we're going along to... I'm going to be up on the Gold Coast, going to the gym at F45 in Helensvale to... there's a fundraising event that they're doing for kids' cancer, and so Lisa and I are going to be going along to show our support for that. So I'm going to be flying up on Friday, and it's on Saturday morning at F45 at Helensvale. So if you're in the Gold Coast area, come and check it out and show your support. We are so excited to be there. We're so thrilled that we've been invited to come along to that. And it's going to be really, really exciting. And we're just thrilled to be a part of such an incredible charity. So, feel free to come along and show your support. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. For those that have jumped on at the end, feel free to check out the video in your own time. And again, share this video. Make sure you put some comments in or like it. The more that spreads the word, then that's awesome. These are also getting added to YouTube. I've started a YouTube channel, so feel free to jump on that. Thank you so much for jumping on. Jay and Tone, good to see you on at the end, mate. And Monty, just missed out, but yeah, jump on and have a look at the video. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll be back on again on Tuesday night next week at 8 o'clock. Have an awesome week, and again, remember, your happiness is up to you. Your destiny is up to you, and it's time for you to really take a grip of that and build your inner power. Monty, Go the Cats. Look, mate, I'm going to go for the doggies for this weekend, but yeah, I'm excited for the finals. Thank you very much for jumping on, everyone. I'm going to head off. Otherwise, I'll be here all night. But thanks very much, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Take care. Bye.